You see, remember something, homies. Big Sills has put everything in some. You see what I do? I pour it in September. Then the foundation sets. And I got that stuff all set. And then what I do is, come on, 4,700 yards. The guy's going to be an elite guy. Holy shit. Jalen Hurts is about as, you know what's elite? My balls. Okay? Not that guy's passing game. Hey, holy shit. Wait, let me go. Let me go here. Oh, I mean, buddy's playing well. And now do this. Can you, this reminds me of Zander and me sometimes in a pregame. When Zander goes like this, are you fucking crying again? Okay? Are you crying again? Are you serious? Hey, Friday's almost here, Zander. Friday, I sound like AJ. Can I get my targets in? Zander! As the Eagles turn. So BG either called, it's Zander, or not Zander. Hurts either called BG a liar or he never answered the question. All right. We'll get to all of your super chats. I promise you, Lord's Grace. I promise you, Miggy. We will get to all of them. Don't forget, Jason Cole, Bill Belichick to UNC. That's kind of crazy in a way, but pretty cool. Like I said, how would you like to get a call from Michael Jordan and Lawrence Taylor? Hey, we'd love you to come to North Carolina. How you doing? And hey, I'd rather have Bill Belichick, like I said, instead of that guy Ken defeated at Alabama that Zander's got now running his football program. Ken defeated. Ken DeBoer? Ken defeated. All right. Without further ado, the captain of chaos. Is that what that guy said? Man, I'm a simple human, man. I just have simple takes here. Hit the like button. Without further ado, the co-host of Birds 365, our friend, Big Z, Zander Krause.
What up, Big Cells? What's going on, Junior? How you doing, Big Cells?
Hanging in there, man.
Hey, I'm with you, my friend.
Over the last 48.
What's that?
What about the drama over the last 48?
Yeah, it's Philadelphia, baby. There's got to be some drama in the city of brotherly love, especially when you're 11-2. It is what it is, and I think the team better figure out this passing game, or this motherfucker is gonna unravel.
Hey,
I mean, here's what I don't think. I don't think there's major locker room issues. Like, I don't think AJ and Jalen don't like each other or any of that. I think AJ Brown just wants the effing ball. I think he wants to get the ball, and when he's open, he wants to be throwing the rock. And if they fix that, hopefully they'll get this thing on the rails. But right now, the team's telling you they got issues despite the 11-2 record, so they better figure it out.
No, this is clearly business, dude. This is totally business. I don't think there's anything personal about this because you are 11-2 and you're on an 8-game win streak. Okay, well, let me ask you this one here. How much do you think they sacrifice at the beginning of the football game against Pittsburgh to make AJ feel good about himself and make sure everybody's all on the same page and everybody's all good? And, I don't want to hurt my girlfriend that's going to really be more of a factor in my legacy in Barkley who can give me a ring. Or do I have to make my other girlfriend, my longtime girlfriend, AJ Brown? How am I going to handle all this? Do I handle it by giving him his targets? Do you think they do that?
Yeah, the main chick found out about the side chick. Yeah. The side chick's becoming the main chick, and now the first main chick ain't happy about the new girl coming in. Oh, man, maybe a little bit
what happened I don't know. I hope they don't. Hey, what happened was AJ read the phone. AJ found Hurts' phone and went, "Fuck you texting him."
Hey, who's this girl in your DMs, bro? On a serious note, this ain't the guy. This ain't the coach to go up against to force the ball to A.J. Brown to make him happy. Mike Tomlin will prey on that, and he will force you into a mistake, and that's not what you want. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Steelers lead the league in turnovers on defense, meaning they take away the ball more than any other defense in the league. So they'll bait you into a mistake. Don't let it happen. Play good complementary football. And dare I say it, run the ball with Saquon Barkley, baby.
Run the ball. Okay. So let me ask you this. I read, and I'm sure I read and heard the soundbite clip from Jalen Hurts, a lot different than probably what you did. But here's what I heard. He said here, and I want to be exactly accurate here.
Okay.
BG spoke out of place. He knows that. I responded by saying on my X account, this is the lawyer's answer. Was BG wrong for going public? Probably. But he never answered the question about whether or not there was a rift between AJ and Hurts when it came to the passing game. And Hurts did a really great Bob Lang job by taking that and giving you a lawyer's answer. So at the end of the day, Zander, he's either calling him a liar or is he pissed off because he said something public? But was Brandon Graham wrong?
Well, they didn't necessarily dispute what Brandon Graham said. They were more mad at him for going public, which I can understand, right? I mean, you don't want to air business out publicly, especially in a market like Philly. So I can understand it from that perspective. But other than AJ saying me and Jalen are fine, they didn't really dispute it. Like even Jalen, when he commented about the relationship, he said things change as dynamics change. Not many people picked up on that, but he did say that. Like I said, I don't really care about their relationship. I really don't. Just
what's
get them
the
ball.
dynamic that changed?
Yeah, I don't know.
Barkley?
I guess, but they're playing together now. You know, it's one thing to be best friends with somebody and play football, and you guys are, you know, at different schools or different teams. It's another thing to be on the same team and you deal with the same shit and the same problems. And, you know, I think it is a different relationship, but
wait a minute.
I don't know. I'm not going to speculate.
You hit on something here.
Huh?
You hit on something. This is coming to Sills now.
Wait. Listen to what Sills just did. We're making fun of Jalen Hurts for talking in third person. You talk in third person more than anybody. And now because I do so many shows with you, I'm talking in third person. So I can't criticize Jalen Hurts for talking in third person.
You just did something here that made Big Sills have an epiphany on something. Oh, so hang on.
Oh, that's normally not good.
Do you think AJ and Hurts are jealous of Barkley?
Well, yes, that's what the side chick comment was. Hey, listen, man, AJ Brown came here from Tennessee. He was the gift wrapped with the bow on top, the great big wide receiver that everybody was excited to get. AJ Brown made the offense. AJ Brown, this can't lose with AJ Brown. Now Saquon Barkley comes to town. He's relegated to the side piece.
And did you hear Hurts in the presser go, everything runs through me? It starts with me. I'm like, no, not really, guy. That's not what it does.
I don't know how AJ feels. I don't think it's a problem for him to feel that way because I don't think he's wrong.
He's not, but
there's
there's no way on the planet, Zander, that Barkley's breaking that record.
No, but listen to this for a second.
No way.
Think about this for a second. All right. Think about the Bengals. Think about if they created an offense where Jamar Chase was secondary to anything. Think about if the Vikings created an offense where Justin Jefferson was secondary to anything. Think about if any great receiver in the NFL, and if any of those offenses, if the Dolphins stopped going through Tyreek Hill and Waddle, like that's not necessarily a great setup for an offense when you have a guy as talented as AJ Brown. So right. I can understand what AJ's coming from. Now, where I don't want to go overboard is we are winning a lot of football games and they got to get it better, but they don't need to become a top 5 passing team. They need to get better. They need to be there when you need it to be. But, you know, I don't think they need to become a top 5 passing team. I don't think they're set up to be that, even though they have the receivers and the offensive line and the tight end and they got everything they need. I don't know why we can't, you know, it's such a big point in Philly to not be able to talk about this, but I don't know, man. I don't know what to make of this, man. I'm so excited for this game on Sunday.
Oh my God.
You're going to learn so much. Like if they come out and they're humming and they're running the ball still and they look like they have for the last 9 weeks, I'm going to say none of this matters. But if they come out and they tried to switch things up or they're trying to force something, a square peg into a round hole, or there's drama or infighting on the sideline, you're going to see a lot of shit. And if they lose that game this weekend, the reactions are going to be good. So
who's gonna fall on more, AJ, Hurts, or Sirianni if they drop this game on Sunday?
Well, it depends what it looks like, but got to go Jalen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, got to go Jalen.
I told people I would be coming off the top rope if this offense wasn't going to be.
Yeah, what's your heart? What's your infatuation in the last 2 days since Big Z brought up a point that now you love Kellen Moore? Now Kellen Moore is your boy? You've been shitting on the guy for 8 weeks.
I completely still shitting on him, but he's doing the right thing. He's doing what you said. He's turning around and handing the ball up because he knows the quarterback's not capable of carrying a football team. And that's what he's doing to win games.
Yeah.
Do you not agree he's the perfect coordinator for the team right now because they're 11-2, but he's not the perfect coordinator for Hurts? They're winning games. They won 9 fucking straight. It's not all defense. They are 7th, and the guy's going to break a historic record.
Yeah, but we had a good running game last year. The passing game has downgraded.
Not like that.
Yeah, that's because you upgraded the player. That's not on Kellen Moore. Kellen Moore doesn't get credit for upgrading from DeAndre Swift to Saquon Barkley.
No, you know what he gets credit for? He gets credit for something Brian Johnson didn't do last year with Nick. You know what that is? Continuing to do the same failures they did a year ago by throwing the ball.
Well, how are you so sure?
Well, they stopped throwing it since the bye.
Well, maybe they did that last year after they're 10-1 and they started to collapse.
He had 30 turnovers. He had 500 throws. He's not going to come near that. By the way, what a great stat by Sal Palantonio last night. Holy shit on Pat Show. So this guy, Josh Allen, has thrown for 400 attempts and passes. He's going to have 35 touchdown passes and $4,000 and carrying a ball team on his back like this guy's a Sherpa going up Everest. And you know what? He's got 13 sacks. Hurts is throwing the ball for like 300 times, and he's got 35. Holy shit, guy. Hold the ball, sack. Hold the ball, sack. Out of position, kick. Gee, it sounds like someone I know. Carson Wentz. Fuck yeah.
He's a free agent.
Like Carson Wentz.
He's a free agent this offseason.
Yeah, right. Oh, my God. Jalen. That would be interesting.
Who else
is a free agent? Russell Wilson.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. He's got a 1-year deal.
I think you know who else was a free agent? Which makes me a little interested. People aren't going to like this one. Actually, I might not even want to say this one. People are going to be so pissed off.
Please.
Mac Jones. Wait a second. Call Devontae Smith and ask him if he wants Mac Jones. He got a Heisman Trophy with Mac Jones throwing him the football.
Hey, I wouldn't want Press Taylor as my OC either.
Yeah, right. I don't
know. All I'm saying is, right now, get this. Hey, do you think Howie would sign Russell Wilson?
Nah.
Why?
They're locked in with Jalen Hurts, dude.
Oh.
Apparently, Jalen Hurts is flying private home with the owner. He doesn't even ride with the team anymore. He just rides in the owner's private jet that he bought after last season, along with his yacht. I don't know, man. The quarterback, the owner loves the quarterback. The quarterback is going absolutely nowhere. So for everybody who doesn't like Jalen Hurts, and that's Peters, we got plenty of them who don't like him. Twitter is like a different land, by the way. If you go over there and you say one bad thing about the Eagles, Eagle fans jump down your throats. And there's nobody have more concern about this team. I mean, I know we're 11-2, but everybody just wants to tell me how fucking great we are. It's unbelievable. You can't say one bad thing without being labeled a hater. I'm like, come on.
Hey, I got a massive amount. And so like, I got Emmanuel Acho is going like this to me. Look at this fat fuck. Look at you're such a fucking hater. You're such a and Emmanuel Acho goes, dude, I mentioned 3 things. And all of a sudden now they're calling me an Uncle Tom and they're calling me this and and I'm going like, hey, dude, it's Philly, man. They love that dude, man.
They now hate Emmanuel Acho. I'm like, I think Emmanuel Acho's got good analysis.
Hey, you know what? Me and him have I said something to him. I said, oh, typical Emmanuel Acho kissing up to Texas. Well, he went there, so I get it. I kiss up to Miami.
But he doesn't say anything that he doesn't back up, like with tape.
I get it.
You know what I mean? Like Emmanuel.
No, he goes like this, brother. He goes like this, brother, I love you, man. Way to be part. We're good. And I go like, no, we're good, man. So we've been kind of going back and forth. And he goes, I've never seen a guy take more shit in my life than you. And I go, yeah, but here's the difference. To me, it's like, that's not kryptonite to me, man. That's like jet fuel.
Yeah, no, that ain't your kryptonite. You got the wrong dude if you think that's Sileo's kryptonite.
Yeah, oh no. Hey, I'm even throwing darts at Bob now too. Shit, man. I'm in full-fledged attack right now. Okay, let's do this. I will say this, Zander. This Vic Fangio hire, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. You're giving Kellen all this credit. Oh, Kellen doesn't get
credit. No, I'm not giving it. No, Zander, I said since day one he wasn't the right hire.
I know, but earlier in the show,
one that told me and said, "Oh, he'll change. He'll get a fucking system built." He did build a system. He built a system to take the ball out of his hands. You thought he was going to build a system where he's going to throw 4,700 yards. What they did was they built a system for him to throw for 2,700 yards.
I'll be hearing that.
It's Bryson Daly.
I'll be hearing that for years. That's stupid. That's stupid yard prediction. That's stupid yard prediction. I'll be hearing for years.
From now on, it's a mousetrap. Just so when you set that out, you do that, and people, you pigeonhole them into something here. All right. I will say this. Hey, dude, this thing with Vic Fangio here, and what he's done with this defense. There's two reasons why you're 11-2 and you won 9 in a row. Vic Fangio and your run game, and you have a really good team. It's a better football team than I thought it was, roster-wise. I can't believe it, dude. I mean, there's players everywhere. The only problem that I have with his defense right now, will he be able to schematically compensate for the inequities at the edge? I'm still concerned there at the edge because I don't know. Is he going to blitz more than Jakobi? Is he going to bring Dean? Because I'm starting to see a little bit more of that. Sweat has still been a factor. I'm concerned about his ups and reps and his usage. I mean, I think Nolan Smith, there were times, Zander, he got blown into the pile and thrown into the pile. You went back and you watched it twice. It wasn't terrible.
He had a good pressure percentage, but you're right. In the run game, he was getting beat up a little bit. But when he was rushing the passer, he wasn't too bad.
Everyone always wants to hear Big Sills say something on the other way. Okay, I'll tell you what. What week are we in right now? We're going into week 15?
15, man. Enjoy it. Can you believe it? Hey, week 15? Holy
week 15, Jakobi hasn't missed any time, and he hasn't missed any games, and he's getting better. And I got to tell you, the more he continues, if he runs through the tape, 17 consecutive games that he played, and he puts a season in, they got something.
He comes off. Does he come off the Big Sills milk carton at that point, or is he already off?
No, just about.
Yeah, he's just about off mine.
He's just about
off mine. I actually took Nolan Smith off mine too. I was hard on him earlier in the year, but he's not there yet. But he's a second-year player. He's got some work to do to develop.
He's on the IR list he left practice or limited practice with an elbow. But that's just banged up 15-week stuff. That's nothing where you're. I hope Lane Johnson's not going through seances again, personal reasons. I don't want to see anything like that going into a Pittsburgh game.
Should have asked John about that. I didn't ask John about that this morning. I'll get his
Blankenship, concussion. Is he playing this week?
Reed Blankenship. I haven't heard any update on whether
he had limited practice and said concussion, so he must be still in the protocol.
Yeah, and you know how that goes. I mean, that's out of the team's hands at that point. So we'll see. But
it would not shock me if Carter has some type of surgery at the end of the year, because this has been a nagging thing with him since New Orleans. That shoulder.
Yeah,
he had limited practice, so it's not this looks to me like a normal week 15 here.
Yeah, and look, this is their philosophy, especially guys like Carter. You know, for how many snaps he's playing right now, they don't want these guys practicing. It's what they're doing with Saquon Barkley, right? He's on pace for 350 carries, whatever it is, and they don't want him practicing during the week. So I have no problem with that philosophy. I mean, it appears to work. I mean, I think we're pretty good right now, injury wise, at week 15, right? We haven't lost really anybody for the year other than Brandon Graham and maybe Bryce Hufflepuff, who I don't even know if he's going to matter.
Is he really is he a factor?
Yeah. I mean, the only thing you need him for right now is you need some bodies. You know, you need some bodies for depth. But
let me ask you, and take it out of the Big Sills world, and let me throw it at you now. Okay, how do you feel Jalen's played this year? How do you feel he's? I mean, all kidding aside and all the bullshit, how do you think
Yeah.
he's played?
All kidding aside, this is how I feel about Jalen Hurts. I think it's very clear to anybody that's watched this team since the Jalen Hurts era started that they have taken a lot more off his plate this year. Whether that's all just because they got Saquon or whatever reason it might be, they certainly have taken a lot off of his plate, and they're asking him to do a lot less. Now, with that being said, what he is doing is he's doing what he needs to do within this offense right now to be successful. He's not turning the ball over. And I know part of the reason he's not turning the ball over is because he doesn't throw it a lot anymore, but that's what he has to do right now within this system. And he's doing a good job at that. If you want me to analyze whether I think he's taken a step forward in terms of being an elite quarterback in the league, I would say he's taken a step backward. I brought up the passing grades yesterday, and a lot of people were disagreeing with me that I think it's some of it's on Kellen Moore and whatever, whether you believe it's on Moore or Hurts, doesn't really matter. He's worse as a passer this year. Yeah. Whether guys are open or not, he's worse as a passer this year when he does throw the football. It's not about attempts. It's not about Saquon. It's about when he does drop back to throw. He is significantly worse at doing it this year from a grading standpoint, downfield, any of those things. Now he's completing it at a higher percentage. It's a lot easier to be higher percentage when you're checking the ball down and when you're throwing it 18 to 20 times a game. But I'm not out on Hurts. Like, I'm not like, get rid of this guy, but I'm not like, oh, this guy's going to take us to the promised land. Like, I think everything's got to be around him perfect. And I'm more high on the team around him than I am on the player himself.
I think those routes are more technically advanced for a pocket passer. That's why the sacks are high, and that's why he holds the ball too long.
The sack percentage is high.
Development. He doesn't see the developing routes. I think, John and everybody say he has a great deep ball. Yeah, but can he see the deep receivers? I mean, I don't think he can see those routes developing, and I think he struggles. I mean, how many throwaways? How many times do you see guys just blatantly wide open? Zander, I went back and watched the last two games. I counted A.J. Brown open 11 times where he would have had huge yardage.
Yeah.
And he just, get this, he either kept it or threw it away. And look, I don't mind the throwaway. I get it. But when you're throwing it away in triple coverage or double, like the guy Lamar Jackson should throw away the ball a lot more instead of throwing it into four-man coverage. Remember, we saw it against the Eagles. We're like, why are you throwing it in there? There's four dudes around the guy. Throw it away. But Hurts is throwing the ball away when you got man coverage and single coverage on AJ or Devontae. Those are not acceptable in the NFL. You can get away with that shit in college, dude. But in the pros, you've got to make those tight window throws.
Yeah.
That's why you're paid. And the game today, Zander, and everyone, and I get in Philly, you're going, well, Sills, we're winning with this style here. Shouldn't they want to win with this style? And I say to this, no, and I'll tell you why. It's not sustainable. And it's not sustainable because the league is evolving into passing game. It's evolving for a reason. The reason the receivers are so highly paid today, the quarterbacks are so highly paid, is because they want a passing game. Fuck, the owner wants a passing game. You know how I know this? Look at the money you spent.
Dude, the owner has wanted the owner has wanted a passing game since he bought the team in Philly. Yes. That is all he has ever desired. The owner is a prolific passing game. So the owner's not happy with the way. Now he might be happy they're winning. Maybe he's adjusted what he expects from this team, but I don't think you pay two receivers top dollar, a tight end top dollar, all your offensive linemen top dollar to not have a good passing game. But the other thing too about AJ or about Jalen this year is it doesn't look like he's made any progress in the areas of like throwing guys open, progression reads. Like his timing is still way off. And that's part of being an NFL quarterback. That's why it's so hard. I mean, you got to be able to throw guys open. You got to be able to hit the tight windows, like you just said. And it doesn't look like he's made any progression toward that. Now he's not doing it very much. They're not asking him to throw the ball very much. But yeah, I don't know what to think. Like, there's a lot of people who are like, "Well, we're 11-2, and we could here." Let me find the comment. Philadelphia says they hate the fact that Jalen Hurts is a winning formula when not throwing the ball for 300 yards. They want to distract Jalen Hurts so he can throw the ball and lose now. Not Philadelphia. That's actually not my priority. Like, I'm happy that we're winning with this formula. Philadelphia, where my concern comes is, can you be Philadelphia? We're down by 7 in Detroit in the NFC title game. There's 1:40 on the clock, and you got no timeouts. Can Jalen Hurts make the throws to go down the field?
But this is not how you built the team, Philadelphia. You didn't build the team to do this. I could get any stiff to block.
Yeah, but can you argue with the results? Right now, you can't. And that's why it's an uphill battle.
I argue with how they built it. Why are you wasting AJ and Devontae?
Okay, but isn't that what good coaches do? They modify to do what's needed to win.
Well, why don't you give Kellen more of that? What he's doing here, they modified it here to go like this. The quarterback is struggling this year in passing. He identified that, and they made a system to fit his system. By the way, I'll say this one more time about primary targets. Here's another great example on why Andy Reid and Bill Belichick or any of those other guys, when you have an elite quarterback, even the guy in Buffalo, when you have elite, you don't have to worry about these conversations, Zander. You don't have to worry about all this bullshit, whether or not you're in a love affair with A.J. Brown and how his feelings are in targets. You just go out there and play a football game. Dude, we're worried now on Sunday, the relationship with A.J. and Hurts. Do you think there's any of that going on in Kansas City or Buffalo or any place that doesn't have these diva wideouts? I mean, look at even in Green Bay. Look at even in Detroit. I think that Amon St. Brown's a good ball player. I do. But do I think that he's in A.J. Brown's league?
No. Come on.
In that guy's league?
No,
I mean,
he's not.
He's a good player. I can't believe he got $35 million. I mean, I'm shocked he got that money. But at the end of the day here, I mean, dude, I don't want to have to worry about a relationship going into Pittsburgh. I want to worry about a win. And here we are talking about what went on this week. Here's that self-inflicted shit that we talked about a little bit a year ago. You know, Jason Kelsey said something interesting. And I wrote this down here as one of my topics. So Jason Kelsey said this. He goes, hey, last year in 2023, I don't see an implosion like in 23 because the defense was ranked 32nd. Well, your offensive passing game is ranked 31st. Why?
Yeah, but the defense will single-handedly keep you in games. That's why. Like, I think that's enough to not collapse.
But guess what? The passing game keeps other teams in games.
Well, that's fine. I agree. But you're not going to get beat by
you kept Carolina in the game.
Think about this, Phil. This is why I was pushing back on you saying Kellen Moore deserves credit for 11-2.
No. He said some.
Some. All right, that's fine. Our defense is giving up 18 points a game. So think about this. We got A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, Dallas Goedert, Saquon Barkley, top 5 offensive line, Jahan Dotson, Jalen Hurts on offense. And we only need to score more than 18 points a game, and you're going to win most games. Like, the defense deserves more credit.
They are scoring 27 points a game.
Yeah, and the defense is only giving up 18 points a game.
Okay. I mean, he's doing his job. Hurts isn't. He's 11-2. They've won 9 consecutive games.
There's no pushback on that right now.
What, dude? Here's the thing.
See, look, this is what a lot of people push back on my scenario. Zander, you've literally seen him do the scenario you laid out many times. Stop acting like he hasn't done that before. Stingray, he has not done that this year.
And he hasn't done it last year.
No, he did it last year.
Where?
We came back many times last year. Late in games, even that Bills game. I mean, it wasn't all through the air, but he did it last year.
He had a game like he played in the Super Bowl, or he's had a complete ball game.
I haven't seen the game he played in the Super Bowl.
Maybe Miami of a year ago. He had a complete ball game.
Dude, that Super Bowl
complete ball game where you thought he played 4 quarters of really great ball. Like
that Super Bowl game was almost an anomaly at this point. It was so good, and I know people love to use that. Like, we've seen it, and you're right. The lights are the brightest on the Super Bowl. It's the hardest spot to do it. But even Patrick Mahomes has struggled in Super Bowls and still won Super Bowls. Ask Philly Godfather about it. He loves ragging on Mahomes in Super Bowls. But I haven't seen it in a little bit, man. I haven't seen it in a little bit from Jalen Hurts, and I don't know if we can just expect that you're going to pick it up off the shelf and it's going to all work perfectly. You know,
when does the owner and the general manager realize it's not the coordinators and it's him?
They know that already. I think they're
and that's why they're very lucky they got Barkley.
I guess so. I guess so. I mean, the team is 11-2 and
Vic. Yeah, Vic's big.
They're not selling right now, though, on the season. You're acting like they're selling on the season. They're not selling on the season.
What do you mean?
They're 11-2. We're in a good spot.
Do you think you're a championship football team right now?
As of now, not with the 31st ranked passing game. I don't think you can do that. Detroit's averaging 34 points a game in Detroit. They're averaging 31 on the season, 34 when they're at home.
I think they're 9th in total defense too.
Yeah, they might even be a little higher than that. I'll look real quick.
Total
defense, the Lions are 10th. Yep, they're 10th. They're barely 10th. They're 0.2 yards behind 9, so they dropped in.
So they've got they got the second ranked or third ranked offense, and they're 10th in defense.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I mean,
look, if you go to Detroit, though, you're gonna have to put up points. You're not gonna be able to just run your way to a bunch of points. That Lions defense is good. You're gonna have to pass the ball. Can they do it? I mean, I think they can. We haven't seen it in a while, so I'm hoping. You got to be honest with yourself. You're hoping that they can do it. You're not saying, well, they do that all the time.
Give me a grade on how Nick Sirianni's handled this week.
I actually thought Nick did a pretty good job. It's not that easy to manage, but he's just not the type of coach I think you want handling this. I mean, you want a Mike Tomlin type, but I don't have any overwhelming criticism to give Nick Sirianni this week. I mean, what do you want him to do? He's trying to coach games to win games, which is the right thing to do as a head coach. And you got AJ who wants the ball, and you got Jalen Hurts who's not really finding them right now. Nick's in the middle. Unfortunately, he's stuck in the middle of it, and he doesn't have that much to say because he's winning. You know.
How about this one here? Here's my problem with him. So he comes up, there's no problem here. I had a conversation with both of them. Well, wait a minute, which is it? If it's no problem, why would you have a private conversation with them and not just blow it off? You say, because one hand he goes like this. I talk to these guys every single day. I see them every single day. You guys see them as a microcosm of what somebody may say something in the locker room. And he goes, I completely understand that. And I get it. And I'm going like, get to it, Nick, get to it. Let's erase some of that other bullshit. And then he goes like this. Somebody asked the question, did you talk to him and talk to the guys individually and have a conversation? Yeah. Well, if it's a nothing burger, why the fuck would you even bring it up? Just go like this. No, I never brought it up to him because we don't think it's anything. Either you had a private conversation with him and you thought it was something, or you don't think it's something. He told us both things at one press conference. It's not a big deal. You guys don't know anything, but yes, I met with him. You got
to get him in the same room and have a conversation when there's these type of things.
And I see shit like that, and
even if there's nothing going on, though, you got to be on the same page with your people.
Wait a minute. Okay, well, so is he lying? Or is that what we're doing? I'm confused what he means when he goes, we don't really think it's a big deal, but I had conversations with the guy. Well, if I didn't think it was a big deal, I'm not going to have conversations. I'm not even going to address shit like that if it's not a big deal. What's the point?
No, because
it's wasted energy.
No, I don't agree.
This whole thing's a waste of energy.
Well, that's fine, but there's still outside forces here that you got to be on the same page with your people with, even if there is no problem on the inside the locker room.
Well, if you see them,
are you suggesting they should not have had a meeting?
Well, wait a minute. If I'm seeing a guy 23 hours of the day and I know what he's doing and there's fucking nothing going on and I hear somebody like Sileo making some bullshit up, am I going to mention Sileo's stupid fucking comments? No, I'm not going to mention it. If I see a guy, the majority, get this, you spend more time in a football season with your coach than you do your old lady and your family. And now all of a sudden I'm going to go, hey, the fat fuck Sileo said something. I got to address it. We had a private meeting and it was nothing really going on. You're like, oh, okay. You're like, fucking wasted energy. It's wasted energy. Nick is a professional at that. Wasted time. And fucking that guy, what's his name? Zaguero?
Can we talk about the fucking Steelers game?
Wait a second. This guy wrote this soliloquy. I was like, hey, 7 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent to form a new nation, conceived in liberty and dedicated that all men should be created equal. Now that we have engaged in the great civil war, both sides will come together as Americans and we will form this great union. And I'm sitting there going, am I reading the Gettysburg Address? What the fuck is going on here? Holy shit here, man. I mean, answer the question. We're on to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I'm on to fucking Pittsburgh.
Sue never, baby. I don't move on to my boyfriend and girlfriend like Hertz does. I go from Barkley to AJ. I got to go kiss that.
Wait, you missed the read that John had, by the way. John has the read that AJ and Jalen are actually on the same page. Think about it. Huh? Think about it. After the game, Jalen Hurts said, remember, we were talking about it. I'm doing what I'm asked to do. Yesterday, he made the comment, I've submitted myself to what I have to do to win. So does that mean that Jalen thinks that they need to be passing the ball more? I'm just doing what I'm asked to do.
The coaches have taken the game away from them.
Both of them. And I think AJ and Jalen are not as far apart on this. That's what John was saying. I think
that's a great take.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he did say I'm told what to do.
Yeah, he did. And then his comments yesterday, I mean, he made like 3 comments about that basically.
So do you think now it's starting to make sense in the first 25. So do you think those first 25 are to pacify Hurts and AJ, and then after it doesn't work, they go back to doing what the game plan really is?
Maybe. But isn't one of the parts of the reasons that you pass early in games is because the
spread
defense,
them out.
Yeah, right. Spread them out. The defense is playing in mostly base coverages at that point. I mean, isn't that where you want to kind of take
everybody in space right out of the way? Right out of the gate, you want to get people in. Like Vic says, the game's played in such space today. You want to spread people out. You don't want them bunched in. You want bigger zones. You want bigger passing lanes. See, you're trying to get people as wide as you possibly can. That's why you see 3 wide receiver sets so that you can get everybody out. That's why the big linebacker doesn't exist any longer. You don't have the Levon Kirklands in there. You have these guys who can run 4.3s, and they're not quite as big because they cover in space.
Wait, didn't this happen at the perfect time, though? Because look at who we're playing this week. You got TJ Watt, you got Cam Hayward, you got Herbig, you got Highsmith, you got all these dudes on this defensive line that are beast. They're going to be coming into pass rush.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean,
better buckle up with TJ Watt coming off that perimeter, baby. Hey, Hurts, you holding onto that ball too long, you're going to get hit in the back of the head.
This one of those games you just watch the trenches all day because Lane Johnson up against TJ Watt, boy. Get your lunch pails, everybody.
Is your boy from Alabama still playing that secondary for Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Minka. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's damn good, too.
He's a pretty good ball player, man. I like him.
You know, Nick Saban, the only coach in NCAA history to have a player drafted in the first round at every single position. Pretty cool, right?
Freaking awesome.
Yeah. Pretty cool.
I didn't know that. Hey, by the way, we'll read all the supers. Please hit the like button. I got to get your take on this, man. What'd you make of Belichick going to UNC?
I kind of fucking love it. I really kind of love it because it's an interesting pick, right? Because you would think, okay, if Belichick's going to go to college, he'll probably go to a big SEC school or a Big Ten school or something like that. And he goes to UNC, which is kind of an under the radar football program. It's not like this. It's not like this
basketball school.
Yeah, it's a basketball school, right? I mean, it's not this big football program. And, you know, I don't know if Bill is going to try and do the things that people expect. I know he's going to try and be successful, but did he do this because he wants to make UNC a powerhouse, or did he do this because he wants to commit and be a coach again and teach and grow young men? Maybe like
all of that.
I don't know.
All of that. I think him and
it's cool. I think
him and Saban are a lot alike.
I just don't get why Saban left and Bill decided to go.
Because you know what? I don't think he wanted to deal with the money, and I don't think he wanted to deal with having to go into a bidding war. He knew that the Texas schools were going to outbid every single Southeastern Conference school, and they're going to. You watch those Texas
Bill. Yeah.
Okay. But remember too, Lawrence Taylor played there.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
And you have Michael Jordan. Can you imagine getting a phone call from Bill Belichick wanting to come play there? All of a sudden, LT picks the phone up. Then you have Michael Jordan closing the deal for you, going, "We want you to come to Chapel Hill." I don't know. If I was a 19-year-old kid and you're fucking, then Michael Jordan just called me, man, and wanted me to come to play at Chapel Hill, I might fucking sign that scholarship, dog.
Dude, and you know what else I'm such a sucker for? I am such a sucker for the Jordan. The the Jordan merchandise that the schools that some of the stuff that some
He
of these
lives
schools,
there.
oh my God, it's
He
so
lives in
fly.
Chapel. He lives in North
Yeah,
Carolina.
no, I know that, but I'm saying just like I'm thinking about Bill Belichick walking around in a Jordan pullover. I'm like, damn, that's fire. Should be cool. Should be a cool experience to watch that. See what
It's a great thing for the ACC. I mean, having him now in there, it gives them a jolt. And I say this to you, man. I think it's exactly what you said. I think he wants to go back to the fundamentals. He wants to end it that way. You know, people were – I went on to Armando Salguero, and he said that Don Shula is the greatest coach of all time. And I went, well, I wrote this down about Belichick, and you tell me if you think Don Shula is the greatest coach of all time. 6 Super Bowls, 3-time NFL Coach of the Year, 8 Super Bowls rings, period, 12 appearances, most playoff wins, 19 division titles. He's 302 and 165, and he's 31-13 in the postseason, which is an NFL record.
31-13 in the postseason is insane.
Okay, and some would go like this. Well, he had Brady. Well, let's not forget, he won a division title with Matt Castle. He had 4 quarterbacks at one time that were in the NFL starting that he had drafted. 4 of them, Brissett, Garoppolo, Brady, and Mac Jones. So don't tell me he can't evaluate the quarterback position, because he can. I thought it was interesting, man. I like it too. Hey, that's right. Bill Cowher lives here, but Bill Cowher is an NC State guy. Bill's a Wolfpack guy, so I don't think he's going to be crossing over to North Carolina. Let's do the
Wait,
Super.
So is Don Shula the best coach of all time in your opinion? No.
I say the best coach. Well, here's one thing you got to look at. What's more impressive, the 6 Super Bowl rings and the most wins in the postseason? Or
how many rings does Shula have?
2.
2 rings?
He's 2-4 in Super Bowls.
Ooh.
But there's a
winningest coach of all time.
But there's a time frame he had where his teams and his Dolphin teams went 3 Super Bowls in a row. They won 2 of them, and one of the teams was undefeated. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
10 seasons before he won his first Super Bowl, Don Shula.
Hey,
I'm surprised. You know, we talked about what does Bill want? What else does Bill have to accomplish? Boy, 18 wins away, man, from the right? Is that what it would be? Yeah, 18 wins away from passing Shula and the most wins of all time.
Yeah, but do you really need to be told that Tiger's better than Jack Nicklaus, even though Jack's got more majors? Do I need to have that?
No, but that don't mean you don't want it.
How about this? Do you really think LeBron James is a better player than Michael Jordan because he has more points scored? I mean, I know Jordan's better. I mean, I don't really need to sit there and go like this. Hey, so LeBron's got LeBron has all the longevity records. And by the way, nothing taken away from that. But if I'm going to start my basketball team, am I starting with Jordan or am I starting it with LeBron? I'm starting with Jordan. Okay, I'm starting it with a guy who's the greatest player the sport's ever seen. And a guy who changed the sport. Do you see that the ratings, they've lost 50% of their ratings since 2012. LeBron brought nothing to the NBA when it came to viewership. Nothing.
Well, yeah, you're right.
50% since 2012 have left.
That's obscene. I saw those stats on the NBA. What the fuck are they doing over there, man? Every sports league is growing.
Oh, stop telling me about BLM and stop telling me who to vote for, and people might want to watch you.
Yeah. Just get that shit out of there, man.
Do you ever see any of that fucking kneeling shit?
Yeah, but the NFL ain't innocent and all that.
Wait a minute. The NFL, they saw that, and all of a sudden they got calls like this. Hey, this is FedEx. We're going to start pulling shit with this kneeling stuff here. You know what they did, Zander? They stopped that shit cold turkey. They don't even air the national anthem any longer. You notice that? They used to have all the guys. They stopped airing it, so the players stopped doing it. They went, hey, man, you work on our cash flow here? Sounds like Big Z calling me. Boom! Get to those supers, homie.
This guy is more emotional than ever. Miggy the Kid. What up, Miggy? Can't talk about Eagles only winning 5 games. Miggy, how many games would we have won if we didn't have Saquon? What do you think, Miggy?
7. 6. Well, you lose Carolina game. You lose probably the Jags game. Oh my God. You lose the Carolina and the Jags. Carolina and the Jags. He got the first and second picks in the draft. Holy shit. Thank you, Saquon. Hey, do you agree with me on most valuable person? That's how I look at MVP. The most valuable person to your team. That's how I look at it, okay? And right now, as Big Sales predicted, Barkley is the most valuable person to the Eagles. It ain't that guy, Bryson Daly Hurts, as the most important guy on the team. By the way, I gave my vote to the Army coach. I told you yesterday, I think.
Awesome.
For the Coach of the Year award. Eddie Robinson, Coach of the Year. I gave it to him.
He's deserving. I was going to try and go to the Army-Navy game this year. Where is it this year?
Landover, Maryland.
Yeah, Landover. That's right.
If you need tickets, I get them for you.
We normally got a ticket guy that was going to hook us up, but I don't know if I'm able to go this year. What day is it?
Oh, wait, I have a ticket that gets you in a booth, Junior.
Oh, yeah. Well, Big Sales.
You think still sits in the fucking stands while not having burgers and beers?
My brother is a Army National Guardsman. Well, he's out now, but he's a veteran, so.
My aunt's watching this. She knows I have connections on that thing.
Big Sales, you got connections.
There's
Big
a
Sales
booth.
guy. I've never met a guy more connected than Big Sales. I mean, he fucking knows everybody. He knows everybody, and if he doesn't know that person, he knows somebody who knows him who can connect him with that person.
I don't understand how that happens.
Andrew says, you guys want to talk about AJ and Jalen drama. You can easily spend this time talking about matchups for Sunday. Andrew,
it's not as juicy, my friend. Matchups. Hey, Andrew, leave the programming to the adults. You sit back and relax yourself. Thank you for the super. I appreciate it, Junior. I'll tell you what, you worry about fanning and being a fan on Sundays. And like Steve Spurrier says, you let Big Sills run the team. I got it.
I always laugh at people that tell you what to talk about. I'd like to see anybody go on live for 4 hours and do what Big Sills does. It ain't
5 days a week, 265 fucking shows a year. Come on, Junior.
Come on now. Big Sills is cooking, all right? Martin Perez says, QBs with good defense don't worry about turnovers because they know the defense will make a stop with Jalen. Our D wasn't ready, so he has to play clean.
I don't know. I'm not upset with that. Dude.
What do you mean our D wasn't ready, Martin? Yeah, they were.
Yeah, they're ready. You get this. They may not have been ready in the first 4, but after that bye, they've taken off since, and they are good. Dude, I told you, Zander, I'm not going to question the roster after Washington. It's a good team. You're a good football team. There's no doubt about it. Your quarterback is a C student.
He's not playing good. I think C's might even be a little generous for him. Look at Amber. Look at this fuckhead. He comments on all of our. By the way, Amber, I read all your comments after when you're not on the live show. I always read your comments. He drops like 40 a show. They're pretty funny. He says, Zander, when you disagree with Big Sills, you ought to go home, look in the mirror, and ask yourself, what's the matter with me? Amber, fuck you, Amber. All right.
Hey, honey, don't worry about it, sweetness. They all come back home to daddy.
You got to be fucking kidding me. Pumper, there he is.
There he is. There's my boy.
QB got paid, laid with no accolades, and his groupies want to throw a parade. Stop drinking the Kool-Aid, but all the Jalenites can catch my fade. Yo, Pumper, you've been in rare form. You're getting more and more in rare form.
God,
Johnny Mac, you should see Johnny Mac's face every time I read a Pumper super chat is just hilarious.
Pumper is fucking on fire, man. He calls them the Jalenites. Hey, Pumper, you got to do me a favor. You got to join my X so you and me can go back and forth. And I guarantee you, if I put out Jalenites on my Twitter page, you want to see the hatred and the absolute piling on. You racist piece of shit. Why are you calling them Jalenites? You must hate Palestine. It'll be everything you can imagine, my. Hey, by the way, Brian, we'd have to put an Israeli flag up if we use Jalenites.
Miggy the Kid, again, guess you can't talk about the Eagles only winning 5 games this year, so you have to change the narrative. Wait a second. This is what I don't get. We didn't change the narrative, Miggy.
I didn't bet 5 games.
No, but we didn't change the narrative. BG changed the narrative.
Yeah.
AJ Brown changed the narrative. We're just talking about it.
Listen, the fans will always attack the media because they don't want to attack their boys. That's what they do. I don't know. Hey, Miggy, I appreciate the $5, but I have no idea what you're talking about. What are you doing?
You know, I always laugh at people who think that Big Sills is smart enough to actually have a burner account.
Are you kidding? I can barely turn my computer on.
Big Sills can, yeah, literally. He can't do shit.
Seriously, Zander goes like, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. Hit the F10, guy. F10.
Not even F10. Click the mouse. Do anything.
Click the mouse.
Lord's gracious.
Fucking burner account. Yeah, that's me having. That's what I do. I sit around changing account. Fucking, you take me way too. That I'm way smarter than that. I'm not.
You're giving Sills too much credit. Making burners. Lord's grace says they are about to force it to Devontae.
Yes.
Devontae and AJ, and Hurts will have 3 interceptions. Barkley have to save him
right into Mike Tomlin's, right into his trap. You're going to start doing this, man. As the Eagles turn, will Jalen Hurts and his love child, AJ Smith, get together and kiss and make up on the field against Pittsburgh? Hey, isn't that crazy that the Steelers haven't won in Philadelphia since 1965? Since 1965.
They don't play that much.
They don't. They don't. But yes, will the two lovers? Wait a minute.
Wait a second.
New girlfriend, Saquon.
Russell Wilson, you ready? 6-0 versus the Birds, 5-0 regular season, 1-0 in the playoffs, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception.
And now you got this bullshit going on?
Never lost in Philly, Russell Wilson.
Oh, wow. Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, no wonder. I had a guy.
Wait, you want another juicy stat? You're going to actually, you probably already know this. You probably already know this one. Eagles are averaging more rushing yards a game than passing yards. 190 to 180.
Yes, I do know this. And by the way, it's the only contending team that's even remotely close to that.
Yeah, and for anybody who wants to say the passing game is okay, 17 first quarter points all year. That's 13 games. They've scored 17 points in the first quarter. That's 13 quarters of football. That's good for 3 full NFL games worth. And they got 17 first quarter points. That is the worst fucking metric I've ever heard.
Like Angelo said, how are you 11-2? Dude, this shows you the importance of Barkley. It just accentuates it. Hurts has been awful. No one wants to say it.
17
so
first quarter points.
Afraid of it.
And everybody's like, I want Detroit. No, you fucking don't. Who are you lying to?
Hey, get through Tampa first.
You don't want Detroit.
You better get through Tampa.
Yeah, really. We got another super chat here. Look at this. Look at Herman. He says, Big Z's a scholar and a gentleman. Jersey came in today, and it's a thing of beauty. Appreciate it. He's one of our Jersey winners for Saquon Barkley. Josh, thank you for being a member, man. I appreciate the hell out of you, brother. Happy you got your jersey. Enjoy it, my friend. I appreciate you.
You should have a Criers Club, and AJ Brown and let's see, Hurts and whomever should be like. We should have a new thing instead of the Milk Carton Club. It should be.
What do you mean the Criers Club? You're the president of the Criers Club. You do
Criers.
it for 4 hours a day. Are you kidding me?
We should have the Criers Club with AJ and BG and all these guys just bitching and moaning all week long. Well, I can't believe. Hey, he spoke out of turn. Oh, hey, really? Who are you? Why don't you play better? How about that guy play? Hey, Jalen, hey, Jalen, this just in. Play better.
All right. Feels like a good time to promote something. All right. I think everybody's going to like this. So Big Z, yes, I'm speaking in third person in honor of the greatness of Jalen Hurts. Big Z has been accumulating Philadelphia Eagles merchandise this year.
Wow.
So I got jerseys. I got a Princess Diana Eagles jacket.
Wow.
I got a couple of the Salute to Service sweatshirts.
Nice.
I got the sweatshirt that's like a hockey jersey type of sweatshirt. You know what I'm talking about? I got a bunch of hats, sweatshirt, all sorts of stuff. And I'm going to do a massive giveaway. I'm giving everything away. I'm not keeping one thing for myself.
That's fucking awesome.
The catch is going to be, though, you have to be there to win. No, so it's going to be, I'm thinking of doing it around Christmas time. I might do it right before the playoffs maybe, but I'm going to do a huge live stream. We'll do a bunch of stuff, and I'm going to give away $1,000 worth of shit of Eagle shit. So I'm looking forward to doing it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Palooza. That's what he's going to have.
I'm going to make Big Sills come on, and he's going to 30 minutes. Oh my God, have to work for 30 extra minutes. Yeah, the hockey. It's more like a sweatshirt.
Hold on, everybody. Did you say 30 minutes?
Yeah, punch it up. Oh, wait, who did a show? How was the show Tuesday? I meant to ask you.
Hey, how was California? Holy see, let me tell you what Zander
Yeah,
did.
how was the Tuesday show? What'd you talk about on Tuesday?
Wait a minute. Listen, this is what Zander, he goes like this. Hey, fuck, man, and I'm going, hey, the power went on. What do you want? He goes, I don't give a fuck about the power.
No, she's not on the fucking jacket, you dummy. It's the Kelly Green jacket, dude, with the Eagles logo.
God. Haven't you ever seen the Princess Di jacket that she wore, dude? Holy shit. No, dude, she's been gone since she was in that tunnel in Paris. She's not in the jacket.
Dude, the jacket is fucking fire.
It's fire. I've seen that jacket. I didn't know she was an Eagle fan.
Dude, it's so sweet.
No, I've seen that bitch, man. It's a great jacket. That thing's a nice. And so you got jerseys too? What'd you get? What's the number?
I got Saquon. I'm trying to get a couple more Quinyon Mitchell jerseys. I could get AJ Brown too if we want to get some AJ Brown jerseys.
Yeah.
I'm like I said, I'm accumulating.
Oh, I'm
not. It's not done yet. I'm
Wait
looking
a minute.
to give away.
Wait a minute, Zander. I'm going to contribute.
Ooh, that would be sick.
I got 3 Jerome Brown hats.
All right, I love that. I'll do that.
You want me to send them? I'll mail them out Friday.
Yeah, if they're coming from Big Sills, you'll never get it.
I've never mailed you something. That's me flying and mailing myself to you. That's a different story. I don't really have to go anywhere. Someone shows up at my door.
You better hope.
Guy fucking killing Big Sills. Look at, you know what? It's unbelievable. I've never had anybody. Wait, my daughter does too. She kills me. Holy shit.
But you give the Eagles shit. What do you want me to come up here and not give you shit? You deserve shit.
How do I deserve it when I'm right?
What do you mean? Right.
Wait, look, he answered me like Hurts.
9 wins.
You just answered me like a 5-year-old, like Hurts. What do you mean? What do you mean? What do I mean? That's how a 5-year-old answers. What do you mean? Well, come on.
All right, here we go.
4,600 passing yards. Keep it there, buddy.
Here we go. Let me real quick show everybody this. This is the Princess Diana jacket. It's not a picture of Diana on the jacket, dude. This is the jacket. There it is on the front, too.
Oh, man.
Dude, that thing is so freaking sweet. In fact, if you guys piss Big Z off, I might just say, I'm not giving this one away. I'm keeping it.
All right, dude. Get the hell out of here, man.
All right, I love you. Appreciate it.
I love you too, man.
Everybody, love you guys in the chat, man. You guys are the best. I appreciate the support. And stay tuned for the big, what do we call it? JAKIB Palooza?
JAKIB Palooza.
That's a terrible name. I'm not naming it that. That's a terrible name. All right, everybody. Look forward to it.
Oh, wait, JAKIB Fest.
It's my way of showing how much I appreciate that.
Yeah, man, it's true. It's really awesome.
It is a lot. It means a lot. All right, everybody. I'll catch you.
All right, brother. Appreciate it. That is Zander Krause. Don't forget to catch him on Birds 365. Also, we got Jason Cole coming up around the corner. But also, don't forget our great friends at BetUS. We've been teaming up with our friends at BetUS here now for this football season, and we're inviting you to join the YouTube 150% and a 2K sign-up bonus. Your second and third are 125%. If you're into crypto, that's 200% sign-up bonus up to 2K. Go to betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Fastest payouts in the business. 24/7 personalized service 365 days of the year. betus.com.pa. That's betus.com.pa. Do me a favor. Tell them Big Sil sent you.
If you missed any of today's show on the JAKIB Media channel, listen to the podcast on your way home. Available on YouTube, Apple, and Spotify.
Ignite.